Yo, welcome back to the Audio Theory Podcast. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button as well as the subscribe button. What's good, Danny? How have you been?
I've been good, dude. Life is lifing. May is almost over, halfway point of the year. So many things, bro. So yeah, I'm good though, man. Going to New York this weekend. Actually leave in like 12 hours, God willing. So after this, gotta pack and all that fun stuff. But yeah, go to New York for a wedding. If it all works out, that's probably the only time I even go to New York this year because of the girls, which is crazy because like obviously but like for those like I'm usually in New York like 2 or 3 times a year. So to go once is wild. So yeah, looking forward to it though, man. It's gonna be a family wedding. First wedding I think first wedding like in 2 or 3 years that I'm not involved in any way besides just like showing up and having a good time. So
Nice.
I really hope I can have a good time because then it's like, bro, this is the open bar. This is the DJ. You guys like, I finally get to enjoy myself. But It should be a good time. It should be a good time. We have some thoughts on the idea of the actual my cousin getting married and all that stuff. But overall, though, everyone's looking forward to it. So yeah, man,
Gotcha.
life is good. How about you though? You have the race this weekend or next weekend?
Yeah, the race this weekend on Sunday.
Nice, full marathon, right?
No, half marathon.
Half. Okay.
Yeah, this is another half. So I'm not like nervous or anything really. It's more so
No.
me just wanting to beat my original time, which was just over 2 hours. So I'm trying to at least get just under 2 hours, which would make me proud. But regardless, finishing and training for it is and getting a medal or whatever it is that they hand out is enough for me. But I have the Kendrick concert tomorrow, so that's gonna kind of throw off a day or two of energy. But besides that, yeah, the next few days I'm really looking forward to. A nice way to close out May. So
Kendrick concert
right now.
Thursday, race Saturday.
Race Sunday.
Okay, so you do have 2 days of like full recovery if you wanted it to be.
Yeah, I mean Saturday we have a friend's baby's turning 1. So we have to attend that, and we can't like really drink or do anything. I mean, we can, but we're not going to.
Yeah.
But it's kind of far. It's in San Francisco, which isn't any close to us anymore. So we'll be there. We have to set up and everything. So that's gonna consume the first part of Saturday, and then I think for the remainder, we'll probably just chill, like carb up, get a good night's sleep, and that's pretty much it for that.
Nice.
Day.
So wifey's doing the half with you.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. So this is like, I mean, clearly you're not waiting for her, right?
No, I mean,
Okay.
I think the first time she was like hoping, but I'm like, yo, like the first time she dragged me into it. So I'm like, if I'm going to do it, like I have to be competitive because like I don't truly enjoy it like that.
Yeah.
If I get enjoyment, it's from accomplishing something. So like, I just can't run along with you and be like support in that way as much as I would like to. Like I paid a lot of money for this as well. So I'm trying to get my recognition for myself as well. So yeah, I think she has her own personal goal. I have my own, so we'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine, dude. But it's funny how like that dynamic evolves, right? When you do it with someone like wife, girlfriend, friend, homeboy, a brother, whatever. Like, dude, I remember like the first time when Gina moved in. I think I probably told you the story before, but let's say it again. When Gina moved in, like I was on my way from work, and I was like, "Oh, what's your plan?" And she's like, "Hey, I'm just about to go to the gym." I'm like, "Well, if you went away from me, I'll go for a run with you, right?" And I was like, "All right, cool. Like I'll do wait for me then, dude." So we go for a run. And like I start running, and then like she's not anywhere near me, so I'm just like, okay, like, and then we cross each other like at the turning point. I just give her like a high five, and bro, by the time she finally like finished her run, bro, she was pissed. I was just like, but we ran together, bro. She's like, we didn't run together. We ran at the same, like, like you were ahead of me, and I was like, oh, you wanted to do like a side by side thing. I'm just like, oh, bro, that's not like, why would I want to do that? You know what I mean? Like,
right? Yeah,
like,
for me, like it's not. I never like working out at like someone else's pace. I feel like I'm literally wasting time.
That's my thing. It's like, dude, like I would be like slow running, and then like it's jogging, and then it's like, bro, this is gonna kill. Like I had to do that for one of my boys because he went to go a run recently. We did like a 5K. And I'm like, bro, this hurts more than like me going full speed, because now this like, it feels like it's constant like banging of the knees because like you're going so slow. I'm like, dog, this isn't it. So yeah, ever since then we have to like either make it very clear, either we are running side by side or we're just like, hey, we're gonna run at the same time, and now like whenever you're done, you're done. But it is interesting how that develops over time, because the first initial time it's like, wow, you just like left me. I'm like, yeah, bro. Like I didn't know you could do this. What's the you said you paid for this. What's the like what company sponsoring it?
To be honest, I had no idea.
Okay.
The wifey purchased it on my behalf and then Venmo'd me, but let me see. I mean, is it normally like big companies that do this sort of
usually
thing?
it's like, for example, like the one in Miami is sponsored by Lifetime Fitness, and like the one in there was another race was sponsored recently by Lululemon.
Gotcha. I mean, this doesn't sound very exciting. Kaiser Permanente.
Oh, like a famous hospital organization? Man, it's not terrible.
I thought it'd be something cooler, like Rolling
Like
Loud
sexy?
or Gatorade or something.
Yeah, something way sexier than fucking Kaiser President.
Not mad at it. Maybe I could get like free medical insurance or something from it.
Yeah. They have at least doctors on deck. God forbid something happens. So
yeah,
nice, man. I'm excited for you. But on a scale of 1 to 10 right now with the Kendrick concert, obviously days away, what are the excitement levels?
Out of 10, I would probably say an 8. I think the missing 2 points are just because, I mean, as you know, I've listened to GNX a million times. I've watched the Pop Out. I just seen a lot to the point where like part of me is nervous about feeling a little underwhelmed or seeing like feeling like I'm seeing exactly what I expected, but not in a way that's good, but in a way that's
like not different.
It's surprising. Yeah, not different. So that's the only thing. But like, he's also not the type of artist that won't put on a show. I haven't seen him perform, I think, since I was with you at Rolling Loud in like 2018 or 17 or whatever.
17,
that was.
yeah.
17. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the last time I've seen him. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. Especially just the venue. Oracle, I've only been to once. Like, got a hotel and everything. So
going
dope. Straight there after work. Because I didn't want to have to be all excited and then sit in an Uber for an hour after the show and pay like $180. So yeah, looking forward to it overall.
Nice. Is this the one you're going by yourself with too, or is wifey coming?
Wifey's coming as well.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah. Because I'm like, dude, that's a full commitment. Like, bro, I'm going by myself after work, getting a hotel. I mean, bro, I would support it though. That's amazing. But yeah, I didn't know if it was like to that level that you were excited about for the concert.
No, not for Kendrick. I think for Travis, it made sense and felt good because like I don't really know anyone who would have been down for that and like enjoyed themselves. And that's another thing is I don't like it. I feed off of the energy of the people I'm around. And if I know they're not enjoying something, I'd rather them just admit it and not be there.
Yeah.
Whereas she's a fan of Kendrick, so I don't feel guilty about that.
No, not at all. That's dope, bro. That's dope. You saw he brought Bieber out? Did you hear about that?
Yeah,
Bieber out to LA?
I saw the footage of that. It was kind of weird, but...
Well, I don't think he brought Bieber out. I think SZA brought Bieber out. But the idea of him just being on the, I guess, at a Kendrick concert was just interesting. But his whole life, Bieber's whole life could be a fucking full episode, bro. Do they say that he went broke, but then got his money back from selling his catalog? And then allegedly, or apparently, his wife just sold her makeup company for $1 billion. So it's just like... It's just weird, bro. Like his whole like dynamic is like from like, and I don't even think he's like 32 yet, but it's just like very interesting, bro. And it's also the idea of like any female who's like slightly famous and attractive can just sell a cosmetic company for like billions of dollars. Like, bro, how is this possible? Like, how are there so many different fucking cosmetic companies that are just all worth billions of dollars, bro? That's crazy.
Well, yeah, that's wild to me. The beauty industry and just like anything involving women, there's just money to be made, it seems.
Yeah, and there's also like it seems like there's not like I would have thought growing up, bro. Like just looking at commercials again, obviously being raised by like a single woman, but like you would think it's like L'Oreal, right? And like wouldn't they have like a fucking monopoly? But then like Kylie can just show up and be like, we're 5 billion, and then is it Fenty or whatever Rihanna's thing is a couple billion. And then Hailey Bieber's like, yeah, we'll throw you a couple billion. It's like, bro, how is this possible, bro? Like,
right. I know it's insane. And you would think that people wouldn't feed into like the celebrity, but they must be doing something right. Cause I think we had an episode where we talked about Beyonce kind of failing with the Ivy Park shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I granted that's not beauty, but at the same time, it's like, she's a goddess in like everyone's eyes. How could she not sell this shit like hotcakes? Yeah, and I guess it just really depends on what the product is and like how much the face of it cares about it. Because I don't know if Beyonce was really promoting it like that. The same way,
and
like
these girls clearly promote it like they do like those like get daily like get ready with me videos where they're actually doing the trials and stuff. So I get it. And again, obviously you being married, like we see it every day with like our wives getting like I understand. But the idea that there's like so many different companies that are all worth billions of dollars in this space is also like wild, like dude. But yeah, kudos to the Beavers. But yeah, bro, I'm super excited for next episode so we can like catch up on the concert and the race, bro. But best of luck. So you want to do a sub 2? So what is that? Let me get my trusty calculator out because
I think it's 9. At least ChatGPT said it was a 9-10 mile pace.
Oh, bro, you got that, bro. You got that. Because you've done 9 pace for like 15 miles, right?
No, I've never done 15 miles. I've done the most I've done besides a half marathon is 10 miles, and I've done I think it was a 9:19 pace. Granted, obviously, like I'm assuming that I'm gonna run faster doing the actual thing, but
yeah, 100%. But yeah, dude, sub 2 is a great number. Like that's a fucking phenomenal number, bro. Anything close to 8 is wild.
Yeah.
Because it's like, why would you even need to be that fast, right? And you are.
Right.
Like,
yeah, I know exactly. And not to like fucking toot my own horn and shit, but when I was running, what I felt like wasn't that fast, I was like being hard on myself without looking at my phone. I'm like, oh shit, I'm going like 8:40 right now, and realize like as long as I like keep that up here and there, like it'll average out to a good number. So pretty confident about that.
Are you because I started doing the run things where they actually tell you like, hey, go slow here, hey, think about this kind of a thing. So I've been doing that just to like again, I get tired of like having to change music constantly, so I think that's been like helpful to have like a coach. But in every coaching session on the Nike app, at least, it tells you to start slow. Like it's like, hey, ease into it. It's a marathon, not a sprint, blah, blah, blah. Bro, fuck that noise. I always take off, bro. Because my thing is like, I'd rather have a crazy low number the first 2 to 3 miles. And then as I naturally tail off from just being tired, then I'm like, all right, bro, I'll average a decent number. But bro, like my 10K and my full marathon, bro, I was out the gates flying, dog. Like flying. Dude, my first 2 minutes like a sub 7. And then obviously it drastically jumps up once I get to 3 miles. But bro, I was like, so that's like my approach. What's been your approach as far as like the pacing of yourself?
Yeah, honestly, it's probably similar to what you described. I usually just go at like the fastest that feels comfortable for me. As for as many miles as I can. Usually that ends up being like 3 or 4 miles where I gotta like chill for a bit. But even when I'm chilling, like I prefer going the pace I need to go, maybe a little faster, and then for like 30 seconds or 20 seconds, whatever it is, just straight up walk and like sip some water, versus like go fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow. Cause I don't know, the walking aspect of it makes me feel like I'm regenerating energy.
Okay, that's
versus
cool.
like going slower. But maybe I'll switch it up. It's annoying because like there's so many possibilities of what you can do. And
yeah. There's so many ways to do this shit, bro.
I just overthink about it, but
yeah. But dude, kudos to those people who are like sub an hour. You know, like, it's like, bro, like what, dude? Like
that
I
shit
remember,
is crazy,
bro. I was starting, dude. I hit the half marathon mark of my full marathon, and dude, like 20 people already finished. I'm just like, bro, what? And bro, like the guy's hour was like 2 hours and 15 minutes for a full marathon. I'm just like, Jesus. Bro, it was like a whatever, like a sub 6:20 is. I'm just like, dog, like, why are you this fast, bro? Like, what the fuck? And like, they have like YouTube videos about how they've been, you know, taking a minute off over the line. I'm like, bro, why though? Dude, again, I understand like it's like a challenge, right? Like in life, you need to like have, like you said, like motivation to do stuff. But it's like, at some point, there's like, what's the line? You know, like, like for me, it's just doing it, bro. And then honestly, for me, it's like, if I don't have to walk, I won, right? That's how because my thing is like, dude, when I start walking, then it's like, all right, well, let me walk until the stop sign. And then it's like, all right, well, let me walk into the tree. You know, like
I feel you on that. I'm probably not gonna to do that for the real thing. But yeah, there's a lot of like psychological tricks to all of this as well, which is probably how these guys are doing it in the first place. I don't know if they're imagining them running to like a fucking pot of gold or what, but something they're doing something.
But yeah, man, we're rooting for you. Do sub 2 hours. You'll do it. We'll talk about it next week, and again, have a great time at the show. But let's get into it. Episode 211, episode 210 is everywhere. But honestly, we should probably start here because we were meant to talk about it last week, but I think it just got kind of caught up in the midst of everything else. So today's May 28th. Tory Lanez was stabbed multiple times, I think earlier this month, in LA County Jail. And then immediately after that, there was like reports that one of the bodyguard of Megan Thee Stallion or like one of her friends came forward. I believe
it was the bodyguard.
The bodyguard or the driver or something for the friend said that it wasn't Tory who pulled the trigger. And then we had representatives of Congress coming out and saying, hey, the evidence that we're seeing deems that this case should go back to trial. So a pretty wild time in Tory Lanez. And obviously there's just so many other things going on that we probably lost track of time. But for where we're at today, based off what's happened over the last 3 weeks, like what are your thoughts on everything?
I don't know, like regardless of what evidence comes out or new news updates we have, I still always question, like, why wouldn't Tory like claim his innocence at any point throughout all of this? He's kind of like subtly done it in his music, but it seems like he refused to take part, and maybe it's to avoid the snitching allegations, which I know we'll get to later for different reasons, but I think that's still the question that I always have in my mind. Like, I would obviously love for him to actually be innocent, because it would make rooting for him obviously not feel immoral.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, if he did it to avoid the snitching allegations, I don't know, it just feels kind of stupid to me. But I'm hoping the truth comes out. Like, it just seems like there's 5 different accounts of like what took place.
Yeah. And
the fact that there is so many mixed stories about it makes it difficult for me for like some people just to be like, he shot her, like, end of story, like he's a piece of shit, misogynist or whatever. Like, there's just too much fishy shit going on. And even like with the Diddy case, like some things are objective, but I feel like in this instance, it still seems pretty murky.
Yeah, I agree. And it's just like I think my difficulties for like jumping to like because a bunch of celebrities started sharing the change.org link to like sign a petition for have the governor of California, call a mistrial or whatever. Is that, bro, I also, man, again, I know things can go left and like, there could be an obstruction of justice, blah, 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 and whatever terms we know from movies and shows. But Man, I also find it hard to believe that there was a full ass trial and they still ended up with this dude shooting her. You know what I mean? Like how did they get it? If they got it so wrong, right? Because it's not even like the allegations that are coming out now that someone else pulled the trigger. It's like all these things. Well, there was no bullet hole, and there was. I'm like, bro, like y'all had a whole 2-month trial, and y'all still got it this wrong, which again I don't think is possible, right? So like, then he has to be guilty, right? It's just tough, bro. Like I don't know, man. Like once it went to court and they came back with that verdict, like again, obviously, same as you, bro. In my heart to heart, like it doesn't make sense to me why he would shoot her, right? Like, it just doesn't, right? Like, I mean, no matter how drunk of an argument is, the idea of pulling a trigger on a female, like, dude, when she's saying he was like, dance, bitch, dance, or whatever, I'm like, bro, like, really?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that really happened? But yeah, man, also the idea of going, like, how fucked is the justice system if we're having a full ass trial with lawyers, juries, fucking judges, and they're like, all this evidence is flawed, but they're like, yeah, he did it, right? So it's like, how flawed could it be? I don't know, man. It's hard for me to believe that so many people got it wrong, and now miraculously 2 years later, it's like, well, this is really what happened. And it's like, where the fuck was all this for the last 2 or 3 years, right? Because this should all happen, bro. I was thinking about this happened like before your wedding.
Yeah.
You know, it's 2023 years ago, bro. So yeah, so this is, I don't know. It's hard for me to believe that 3 years ago that court got it this wrong. And again, bro, I know there's a bunch of people in jail right now who shouldn't be in jail for wrongly convicted crimes. But bro, there were so many eyes on this. So the idea that they got this wrong with so many eyes on this, just, it's hard for me to believe. But I want to believe it. Like, I really want to believe it.
Same. And I don't know. It seems like people are also looking at it so hypocritically, like calling him dumb for not saying anything because they believe he didn't shoot her. And they're like, well, if you didn't do it, blah, blah, blah. But on the same token, people are quick to make fun of people like him for participating at all with the law or claiming their innocence. So I think that factor makes this case particularly annoying. I feel like it's specific to hip hop because it seems like in other scenarios, like whoever's involved is transparent and quick to tell the full story. But I feel this is a like very messy situation that involves like romance and stuff. Like Megan wouldn't even admit that she was hooking up with Tory for, I guess, because she was embarrassed. But I think all that just adds to the confusion. And then on top of that, he's still like making music throughout all of this. That sounds amazing. I'm like, how, like, what is even going on?
Yeah. I think there's way more questions now than before. But yeah, the easy thing is like, bro, you had an opportunity to plead your innocence and you chose not to speak, right? So it's like, and also like, because also I do like, I understand like the street code or whatever. First of all, neither of these people are from the streets, so it's just like we don't even listen. Their music isn't even street related, right? So it's like, I don't know why that code even applies to them. But the idea of like, wouldn't you want people to know you didn't shoot a woman? You know, like isn't that just like common sense? Like, yeah, I didn't shoot her, bro. Like, I would never fucking do that. Like, it's just like, yeah, bro, I really want to root for him. And I mean, I am rooting for him. So I really want to believe the situation. But yeah, it's just really hard for me to understand how then we're even here today if the evidence was so clear that he didn't do this.
Yeah. And I think it's fair to admit that bias because we do it with all the people that we admire, celebrity or not. But I actually do think with them, they're still street adjacent. Like, and I'll explain it in more detail later. But I feel like they still fall in that category of like people will make fun of them because they still portray themselves as like kind of thuggish in a way. And I think female rappers usually get a pass, but the macho male rappers / singers who act tough still get looked at a certain way. Like, I think if Chris Brown, quote unquote, snitched on someone, people would still look at him kind of crazy because he's
rap
tough guy shit. He's threatened to beat people up. So like once you enter that lane at all, then you're like, when it comes to the law, you're just basically forced to suffer the consequences and not say shit.
Yeah, which is crazy. Your thoughts on it? Felt like, dude, when everyone was silent when this court case was happening, even like Drake was very like, you know, no direct support for Tory, but just like kind of enough, right? Like he'll post a Tory song or a picture of them playing ball, but not say anything. The idea that he posted the change.org thing and then like it felt everyone started doing that shit, bro. Joyner, A Boogie, like, bro, everyone. I was waiting for like a Barack one for God's sakes. Like, I was like, it was insane, bro. So, like, yo, where did, because I'm like, bro, where does support come from? You know, like, how did we get here? Because no one was saying shit the last like 2 or 3 years. So, yeah, your thought on all of that transpiring over the last couple weeks too.
I mean, honestly, like, I wasn't really surprised by the Joyner like level ones, because I know like a lot of those guys, I know he in particular probably had a like strong bond with Tory before he went. And he's like independent. I don't think he has any crazy sponsorships to where he would give a fuck. So
yeah, that's a great point. Yeah. Like, what are you losing, right? Like,
yeah, like if anything, it just gives him a little more eyeballs. But someone like Drake, I think that was the first one where like, oh, like if he's endorsing it, like, does he know something we don't know? But the more I think about it, I'm like, part of it could also be, you know, he's boys with them. They're from Canada.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't like Rock Nation or something. Like, I could see it being for a reason that is as simple as like, I don't know what happened, but that's my boy.
And he's telling me he didn't do it, so that's enough for me, kind of a thing. Yeah.
And like Megan didn't give me a feature, or like, you know, fucking left my homeboy on red. Yeah. Like that's enough for me to just repost this shit.
Yeah, I think when we see, I think like if a Kardashian, because of like their like Kim's own like legal, you know, career that she's doing, I feel like if she were to post it, everyone would be like, whoa, like what's going on here? But like,
oh yeah.
Again, I think this is a weird, bro. But there's this weird thing, and I think this was happening pre the shooting, but there is this weird thing in the air where I think people just don't really like Megan that much, bro.
No.
Right? Like, they just don't like her.
Yeah, and I think that's just the reason why some rappers get passes like Gunna, and some people can do nothing right like Megan. Like, even if it comes out that Tory, like, there's footage of him actually shooting at her feet, I think some people are unfortunately going to say, well, she probably deserved it. Something. Which is crazy to say, but
crazy.
Some people are going to feel that way.
Because on paper, like, reality is this is a successful Black female rapper artist who lost her mom, made a career for herself, and got shot by a guy she was sleeping with. And like, the idea you wouldn't be rooting for her is crazy. Right. You know?
Yeah. No, it's insane. But unfortunately, we live in an era where, like, unless you have concrete proof, you're gonna vouch for the person that's providing value to you, and we don't know either of these people personally.
But I'd rather listen to a Tory album than a Megan album.
Yeah. So you're gonna be like, I want him free so he can make more music, and I'm just gonna assume he didn't do anything wrong because a lot of people are saying he didn't.
Yeah, bro. And this is the sad part, which again, I think we've said this a few times on the pod, and I see the vinyl you have in the back of GNX. But like, at the end of the day, bro, we don't know these people, bro. So like, yes, they're human beings, but they also, one, shouldn't be our role models because we don't fucking know these people, right? Dude, imagine if Diddy was your role model, you know, growing up. And like today you're like, wow, that's my entire identity, you know? Like, you know, but these guys are just fucking commodities to us, bro. And like, that's how this works, right? Like, bro, like you're paying good hard-earned money to go watch one of your favorite rappers, if not favorite rapper in Sanford. You're paying for a hotel room. You're like, these are like, there's an exchange here, right? Like, hey, I'll give you this and you entertain me, right? And then on the surface, it sounds crazy because you're a human being, blah, 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 blah. And I get that. But for us from afar, I can also see where, like, to your point, if we don't have any fucking evidence, I'm going with the commodity I enjoy to go to more often than not. So if you had better music, Megan, I might side with you, which sounds crazy, you know? Like, yeah. But that's just the fucking reality of it.
And also, I mean, you said it well. Like, we're we're so detached from all this. We don't understand all this rich people shit, like fucking skinny dipping with Kylie Jenner and taking Tusi and stuff like that. I think people view this from a lens of like, this is rich people shit that got out of hand. All I know is I like this person's music more, and that's it.
Yeah, 100%. And it's that simple, right? Because again, especially for these artists who like, I mean, would you say, I mean, bro, you fuck with Tory hard, like more than most, right? So, but would you say like you were invested in his like in him as a person?
Not really. I mean, I always thought he was likable and like charismatic and stuff, but beyond that, I didn't care to like learn about his background or upbringing. Like, I still don't know how he even got in the industry. I just know the little that I see on social media and like.
And you enjoy the music.
Yeah, and he just seems like he's someone who like was liked in the industry to have the opportunity to work with a bunch of different people, but that's kind of where I left it.
Okay. Yeah. I was just wondering, because I think like if you don't have that investment, then it's really hard for any of this shit to make sense to you, right? It's just like, bro, cool, this happened. Like, is there going to be an album about this, right? If not, then like, I don't really care, right? So yeah. I just think the way that this all is like playing out, like again, dude, 3 years and 3 months removed from like all this happening is crazy. The fact that like, again, he could have been killed, right? Like that's still very much like a real thing. And the fact that the moment that happens, all this evidence comes forward, it's like, get him out forever. And it's just like, wait, but what if he never got stabbed? You know, like, like what if he never got stabbed? Would that not be a thing? Like, again, it just, the timing of it also feels very, like this guy was just so moved, this guy being the bodyguard or whatever, to be like, yo, fuck, they almost tried to kill my man. It's like, I got to come forward. Like, okay, bro. But like this also, man, yeah, it's just like, there's just too many moving pieces that seem like a very poorly thought out plot for a movie. Like, you know, like if you saw this screenplay, you'd be like, how the fuck does that work? You know, like,
right. Yeah, it really does feel like a movie and like a forced cosplay of just the most thugged out like dude who fought through all this bullshit and everything. But I guess what makes it corny is like it's not like a glorious story to run home about.
No,
like shooting some celebrity female in the foot versus like, oh, he was a masked guy who robbed like 20 banks for $100 million and got caught. Like, obviously that would be way cooler and like quote unquote victimless. Whereas this is just like, there's too many fucking things happening at once.
Yeah, which is why, like, to your point, like, why wouldn't you then want to yell from the top of your lungs, bro, I didn't shoot this fucking woman, right? Like, that's the part that also, like, just like, I hold on to that. I'm like, no one's ever saying that. It's always like, well, the evidence. It's like, okay, bro, but did you shoot her? You know, like, tell me the answer to that, and then we'll figure out the evidence later. But again, we hope Tory Lanez does well and recovers, and then hopefully we get some like clarity on this year. But if I had to put money on it, bro, I fucking doubt it. But all right, so let's skip that. We'll come back to snitch allegations in a second. But I do want to talk about some music, bro, because again, we're a music pod first and foremost. And I feel like we might have gotten maybe so far the album of the year to me. Amine, 13 Months of Sunshine, 16 tracks, almost an hour long. Man, what were your thoughts?
I thought it was enjoyable for like that genre. But like,
what
more
genre
so
would you put it in?
Man, that's a really good question. I've always had a tough time pinpointing it. I would say it's almost like it's like vacation rap or some shit. Like maybe, I don't know if like house rap is necessarily the best definition. It's like hippie rap.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe that's a good way to describe it. But that being said, I think for me, it's more like background music. And not to say it's bad, but I think this album in particular, I didn't get like the lyricism or like more hip hop bops that I'm accustomed to from that one album, Limbo or whatever, where I felt like
Limbo,
there was
that's what it was.
a bit
Yeah.
more variety. I think the consistency was definitely there, but I guess for me, I don't need that much of it from Amine in one sitting.
As in, like, how many songs it was?
Yeah, like songs of that kind of style. It felt a little bloated to me because I only like had a couple that really stood out. But then again, I said that about his K Tremine joint project,
And
and
it kind of grew on you.
yeah, it grew on me. Where I liked half the album versus when I first listened to it, I only liked 2 songs or whatever.
Yeah, that was the opposite for me because I think I was like, I was in Spain and I was like, bro, put that K Tremine on, blah blah blah, which also has like a Diddy sample, which again, bro, like, I think when we get like the idea of like dude, it's just so crazy how like all our favorite celebrities are out and about, like enjoying life as if like we didn't see you guys being best friends for 20 years, you know, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's Jay-Z? But again, we'll get to that topic later, bro. It's fine. Dude, okay, that's crazy. But again, I get your point though with the hippie rap is a beautiful way to put it. Dude, this reminded me at times of like, and I think obviously of you because you obviously, you know, make songs, but I think back to like even just like us, like kids being, you know, if you're a hip hop fan and you love hip hop, even if you weren't good at rapping, we all have those drunken moments of like freestyling and like it's just like, whoa, what the fuck did I just tap into, right? Like, am I actually good at this, right? We all had those moments at some point or the other, right? So, dude, there was moments where there were actual songs where I feel like he was spitting bars in the mix of the other hippiness stuff, right? So like, there's like fun, go lucky. I'm talking about like Aperol spritz in my tummy, right? Like just playful songs. But then like the next song is him like barring you up. And it was just like a reminder of like what he's capable of, which I enjoyed. So, bro, I would tell you this, man. I think there's like at times, if you're not, to our point earlier, invested in the artist, like a Drake, a Kendrick, a Tory, like if you're a fan, like if you're not truly invested in that artist's like career growth, right? Usually albums need to just find you at the right time in your own life to truly like have like an impact on like whatever is going on and like make you feel some kind of way, right? So I would tell you coincidentally, like his Limbo album and this album hit me at a time where it was just perfect, right? Because I love Amine and like again, I have all his all his mixtapes, all that shit, but I'm not invested in his career, right? Like I don't know shit about his family. Like again, that voice on the album is his dad, which I didn't know until like an interview, right? But like I didn't know that he was like half East African, whatever. Like, I didn't know any of these stuff, right? So I was just like, oh, this guy's cool. He makes fun songs. I'll keep listening to his shit. But bro, Limbo had moments of like growing up, right? I think during COVID, we all had to grow up. Obviously, crazy times. I lost my mom. You lost your brother. Like that was a crazy time. So for me personally, like certain songs, specifically Mama, like hit home for me in a real way. And bro, I would tell you on this album, it just felt like someone who is extremely stressed out by so many aspects of life, but like will not give up and is looking for examples in his elders to remind him as to like, yo, bro, whatever you're going through right now, I went through and it's gonna be fine, you know? So like for me personally, bro, like again, about to be a dad, about to open my own business, God willing, like I think all these things are like happening in my head. So bro, when I heard this album, I was like, oh fuck, okay, dude, I'm not like alone, because it's like a real fucking, these are thoughts that people have, right? Like, dude, like the song Be Easier on Yourself, bro, that could be a fucking concert where you just see people fucking lighting fucking, you know, lighters and kumbayaing for fucking an hour. Just, you know, it's like there was like so many moments like that, but then also the fun summary, bro, let's get drunk and faded, let's do fucking Molly, blah blah blah. So like I just like the balance of that, as like again, as he gets older, he's probably like 28 29 when this album drops now. But yeah, I for me personally, bro, I think just like where my head is at mentally with like life, this was very much an album that aligned perfectly. So I may be inflating what the album actually is from like a sonic perspective, but I think the messaging hit me home in a way that, yeah, it was just too perfect for me, to be honest.
Nice. I feel that. And like, so one my favorite song, at least right now, from it is "Feel So Good." And I noticed that song in particular, it had a lot more drug bars than I was accustomed to hearing from him. And even though the song has like a happy vibe to it, I couldn't help but wonder, like, is he going through something right now and like looking for uh like release in such a way to where he's just like lounging around, like fully embracing like the hippie lifestyle, or whatever it is you would want to call it. So I'm really curious what struggles he's going through. Not to say that, just because he's a successful rapper, he doesn't have any, but he seemed to me like one of the guys who was like at that perfect level of like recognition to where, the press isn't always like talking shit about you. And
Yeah, like if you have a
paparazzi and
flop,
shit.
it's like who cares? Like
Right.
you already have a massive core that's gonna keep rocking with you.
Yeah. So to me, it seemed to me like he's the type of person or artist that would kind of have the best of both worlds. But clearly, who knows what is going on behind the scenes with his family, his label, like whatever. Or maybe he's doesn't want that and he wants recognition in different ways. Like, who really knows?
Yeah, because I think there's a line that is like the standards I have for myself, other people will leave on the shelves, right? So
Mhm.
maybe it's just like an internal struggle of like, damn, bro, I kind of have been doing, dude. Because think about it, bro. Amine been around since what, like 2012,
What
2011.
was that one song? Caroline or whatever.
Caroline, I
Uh,
think, is a little bit more recent, but
so Caroline came out 2017. I mean, that was the first time I had heard of him, but
okay,
uh,
so 2017, dude, think about it. 2017, 2025. She's been around probably for like, dude, he was an intern at Complex. We saw that together when
yeah.
we were watching that episode of Deezus and Mero back in the day. So,
Mhm.
yeah, dude, maybe like for what he thought he would be after things got rolling to maybe where he's at now, it's not, good enough for him. Yeah, I don't know.
Mhm.
But I think it just felt like, yeah, bro, because think about it. Like, think about the stresses we have in our lives. And I know at least 100 people who would kill to be in our shoes, So like the struggles are still real at any level, right? Like, and I think we've mentioned this before, but I think the struggles get really real when money can't solve it, and you're
Right.
just like still stuck in that like, what the fuck's going on? Like, I think here, like, it's like I can provide money for my family and my sister and everyone, but I'm still fucking depressed. Like, what the fuck's going on, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, man. It just felt like, yeah, it just hit me in a perfect way. So, yeah, dude, I love the album, but I just think like it's cool, bro. I think we in the last 2 or 3 years where like we've been critiquing hip hop in such a great like a big way about like, bro, it's the same shit. It all sounded like it's we need artists like this, bro. We need
Right.
artists that at least are mainstream enough that these songs get out to the masses, but it's not mainstream enough that they feel they need to conform to like, well, trap is the only thing happening right now, so you have to make a trap record. It's like, no, bro, fuck that. I'm gonna have my clearly foreign father talking about doing drugs back in the day and then make a song about being depressed and then make a song about getting drunk in Paris. Like, bro, that's
Yeah.
fire to me.
Yeah. No, that's a really good point. And he's one of those artists where even if like something doesn't hit, like I'm still patting him on the back, virtually or whatever, because he seems like he's having fun. And it's nice to have those artists who can still be clever and lyrical, but not like take it too seriously. Because I feel like that's definitely a different side of the spectrum to where like I don't want to feel like I'm also being fucking lectured to.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to escape like the super like empty trap music. I've always liked his music, and he just has a lot of like positive energy, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Which I like the comment though about the luxury, because I think that's probably what. I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but probably what like over time like turned me off from like Logic, because it felt like, bro, I was being lectured to. It's just like, bro,
Still.
like this is not fun. Like, bro,
Yeah.
like this is not like, I understand you're talking about like deep shit, but like at some point this also needs to be enjoyable for me and not just feel
Right.
like I'm being scolded and I should feel bad for you. I don't think that's
But
like that's why I take it.
I think a lot of times too, not only did it feel preachy, but I think it felt generic. Like some something someone would say who I know he said he grew up in the streets or poverty or whatever, but it sounded like stuff someone would say that read about living in poverty, like very just obvious shit, like, oh, like, put down the guns, like, being in a gang only leads to like death in prison, and like just shit that we all already kind of know.
Crack is whack.
Yeah, like yeah, like pretty much that kind of approach. Whereas like people who, whether it's J. Cole or Future or whoever, it's a lot more specific to like their hood, or they'll talk about homies like by their name that we don't even know. So you don't feel like you're being, it feels like a conversation with somebody in a car or something. Whereas with Logic, it's like, let me try to be this leader, like for the people, but in like a very artificial, like Chat GPT-ish way.
Yeah.
And even if the words rhyme, you're like, school is cool, like cool.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do with this information?
Yeah. How can I go through like a fucking 25 track album? But yeah, again, I would say recommend go listen to 13 Months of Sunshine, especially during this time of the summer and or the time of the year. And I will bring it back up in our heated week in a second. But before we get out of here, we got to go back to the Diddy trial. Week 2 or week 3, I think, is about to wrap up. Is it week 3?
I think it's 3. It feels like this shit's been forever, but I'm pretty what week?
It might be week 3 though, because I think we were talking about week 1, and then
it says day 14 on
so week 2.
So I guess 2. Yeah.
Week 2. But then if they're doing Monday through Friday is 5 days, then it's almost like whatever, bro. We'll get it. Yeah. 14 days into this trial.
3 weeks. Week 3.
3 weeks. Yeah. So I would say now the biggest thing that's making the headlines is Cudi's confessions or testimony. I guess I don't know what the fuck the words is, but testimony. He was questioned by both sides as a key witness based off the allegations that Diddy tried to have his car exploded, I guess, or all that stuff because Cudi was sleeping with Cassie on the side. And I guess the biggest thing to come out of the hip hop community really is because Young Thug immediately tweeted, "Damn, Cudi's a snitch or a rat, LOL." So I know Wayno spoke about this, but I didn't get a chance to hear that because I didn't want to have that overtake my perspective. So what were your thoughts on the idea of you getting called in for testimony about you potentially being killed and then you being deemed a snitch? Like, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, at that point, I feel like I would just have to laugh at how stupid those people are. I mean, at a certain point, you can get upset, but in this instance, it makes like absolutely no sense. And half the people that are saying that are either kids or they're actually like hood bums who are just finding a reason to be upset and defend Diddy. And I think both scenarios, like there's not really an excuse to be that stupid. Like Kid Cudi, of all the fucking rappers, is the last guy we thought would like slide on an op or do anything.
We've seen him wear dresses.
Right. Seen him wear dresses, rap about pretty much only depression and like trying to find happiness. Shit that like people would call soft. So why are we using him as the poster child of like, oh, we shouldn't be snitching against blah, blah. I mean, I get the whole, like, I think it's less about snitching and more of like tattletelling on a black mogul that did so much for the culture or whatever. I feel like
you think that's part of the angle here? Or like
I think that's why it doesn't sit well with people who don't who know he's not like a thug who lives by a street code. I think
sit well is better. Yeah, I don't really think there's like backlash against Cudi.
No,
it's more like it's just more like, really, dog, like you had to do this, you couldn't just plead the fifth or some shit.
Yeah, I think they see it more as slimy because at a certain level, even civilians would find tattletelling, if we're going to use that word as a substitute, would find that childish and immature in certain situations where like you feel like it's not necessary. I think people are kind of like, we already have the video of Diddy beating the shit out of Cassie. We already have like a million like escorts and shit saying all the wild stuff he's done. Why do we need you all of a sudden to talk about your like personal beef that you had over Cassie? I think that's how some people are looking at it. Like, this is not an added value to the case that needs to be there. He's already like in jail and going to be there a long time.
Allegedly. Potentially.
Allegedly. Yeah, potentially.
I hope he walks. Yeah, dude, I don't know. My thing is, I think I still stand by the point I made a couple weeks ago when we were talking about this. Thus far, and I know some of the shit's been wild, bro. The stuff about the escorts, bro. I don't want to get into it because I don't know the specifics, and like I don't want to talk ill about the dead. But I think there was stuff about like Nipsey and Lauren London that came out this week that like apparently Whack 100 was talking about like 2 or 3 years ago. So that, and all this stuff is like crazy. And again, we're not in the courtroom. I didn't go through any of the courtroom statements from Cudi, but this also feels very much like another he said, she said thing that I'm like, bro, where's the crime, bro? Like, you know, like no, I didn't hear anyone say they saw Diddy blow this shit up. They, hey, I know Diddy paid this guy to have explosions. Again, it seems very coincidental. I'll give you that, but it just doesn't. It's hard for me to be like, yeah, for sure. I get why he definitely did that shit. I don't know. Like, it's just, I'm still very much I'm like, bro, when are we gonna get to like the shit that's like, yo, this guy is a terrible human being? And maybe these stuffs already are. We're like maybe way too, or I'll speak for myself. Like maybe I'm way too immune to all the wild shit we think is happening in the world. But I don't know. The Cudi stuff just felt like a he said, she said thing, and that he felt salty. I can see a storyline too. Again, I don't know what the defense when they questioned Cudi said, but I can also see a story where they're like, bro, you're probably just jealous that he took his girl back, and you're making this up about some car thing that he didn't have to do with. Like, again, I don't know. And maybe Diddy did this shit, and you know that could be deemed attempted murder. But I don't know, man. I still struggle with like, what's the case? And maybe that's crazy.
But I mean, I feel like with all these random side quests that like Diddy was on, the proof is like, if there is any, it's just in the word of the people involved and like the patterns of it. But I think what you're getting at is like, I still don't know what the actual charge is. It seems like it's just people are saying, oh, one time Diddy fucking slapped me. One time he pissed in my beer. But like, we still don't know what the bottom of what they're trying to get to the bottom of it is in this case. And it seems like the sex trafficking thing is like the overarching theme. But I feel like these are just like added bonuses to say, oh, he has poor character and probably did some of the stuff that we don't have evidence for, and we can like use that as a means of swaying the jury or something. Like I'm not like a legal expert by any means, but I feel like people are coming forward and being asked to come forward just to kind of
prove his character,
how foul of a person he is.
Yeah. Dude, but Complex did a little thing that they were like doing like a recap of the day, and it was brought up how like Diddy is very particular about some of like his requests when it comes to like food. And it's like, oh, he can only have these kinds of ice creams. It's like, bro, don't like all celebrities do that? Like, isn't that a thing that we've always known? Like, hey, I only want the yellow M&Ms in my fucking contract when I go do a show. I'm like, bro, how is this even news, bro? Like, why do we even need to know this? Like, how does this help anything? So I think also, that's my issue with this.
Interesting that you brought it up, because I found out the reason artists do that is, I think it's more of a test to like, not because they actually only want fucking brown M&Ms or whatever. I think it's more of a test to see how dedicated the staff or whatever,
or the host
or
whatever,
the host in making sure that things go smoothly. I'm gonna look it up because I always thought it was kind of like douchey and entitled, and I thought it was a way to just make people miserable. But I think whatever I read was like a very rational reason
Interesting.
for
I think
doing
it's
that.
yeah, but I think it's called like what, like in your writer contract, something like that.
Yeah, writer.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be sure, important technical details would not be overlooked, and the venues would be safe for the performance.
So, like, if you could get me only blue M&Ms, I trust that you'll make sure my microphone's exactly how I need it to sound like.
Right. Because like if you're paying attention to that, even if you're not expecting it, if you see some shit like that, you're probably gonna scrutinize everything in the contract and make sure everything that needs to be perfect is perfect.
Yeah. So if you read that line, you clearly read everything else. So interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I don't know, man. But to the original question, getting back to it, do I think Cudi's a snitch? No. Do I think he owes Diddy anything? No. And dude, this guy genuinely thinks like, bro, because I dated this girl, that this dude tried to get me killed, and I'm telling you that strictly based off what I know was told to me, dude, I'm all for it, bro, because at the end of the day, bro, like this dude could have actually died. So like, I think there's even if he was a hood rapper or whatever, bro, like obviously he's the furthest thing from it. So maybe that's why I'm so like, who gives a fuck, right? But yeah, bro, if you try to kill me, bro, and now they're bringing me into court to talk about it, yeah, man, you motherfucker, like you did this shit. Like, yeah, I'm more than okay with that. If that's his truth, if he's like, bro, based on everything I know, I was told that you tried to get me killed and my car fucking blew up within like 20 minutes of me getting there. Yeah, man, I'm gonna fucking tell the court everything I know. I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with it as well. But I was thinking about it, and I feel like the street adjacent rappers that I was referring to before, like Drake, Travis Scott, I think I would feel differently with them. Not because I think it's not logical to want to just protect your life against someone who like literally tried to kill you, but like if I hear lyrics like,
yeah,
you know,
100%.
I don't talk to the cops, we never help them, you know, homeboy got 10 or whatever, my lips are sealed forever. Like when I hear that shit over and over at a certain point, I'm like, fuck you. You made millions of dollars promoting that, and now you want to all of a sudden conveniently back down. I think that's where it doesn't sit well. Not necessarily because it's illogical for them to want to protect themselves, but more so like, damn, how many kids did you convince that not talking to the cops is cool? Yeah. You're doing it right now because you got caught or whatever.
Yeah. Drake has so many lines about 12, and yeah, I get it. The street adjacent streets, I get it. Cudi though, bro, again, dude, we've seen him with, dude, come on, we see him in dresses. He's like, hippie rap at its core, right? Like when he's in a good mood, and then emo rap when he's like in a bad, like, bro, he's like the extremes of all of it. So I don't think we can have the same like no snitching clause when it comes to Kid Cudi.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's see what happens in week 4, bro, because I just feel like, me personally, going back to the Diddy trial, I just like would like to hear more like stuff that's crazy, right? Because again, I think they have him going away for a very long time, and I just feel like nothing we're being told is anything that we didn't know already. So I'm like, then how is this a big deal?
I mean, the craziest thing I think I heard was apparently, didn't he like want Cassie to rub like semen on his nipples or some shit?
From another guy.
Yeah.
Which again isn't illegal.
Yeah.
So disgusting.
Not illegal, but like
weird.
Not even like I think even if we knew he was gay, like that would still be extra gay. Like,
oh yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like he's done. Like if he gets to walk at some point, or 5 years, and he's out when he's like 57 or whatever, like obviously he's gonna be looked at in a way that, hey, we knew you were a freaky dude, but this is insane, my guy. Like, you know, like I don't ever want to like dap you up, kiss you on the cheek, like, you know, like none of that. But having weird fetishes doesn't make you a criminal. I think is my thing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like when I was hearing about that, like, yeah, bro, like he would force the guys to, like, when they're like about to bust, to look at him in the eye, like crazy shit, bro. You're like, bro, what? You know? But again, that's just weird. That's not illegal. So that's like, I hopefully, I mean, I'm sure, dude, these guys are, again, what do we say? Like the feds have like a 95% conviction, right? When they
Like
finally
90,
go to court.
98, I think.
Something stupid.
Whatever
Bro.
it is, it's
Again,
crazy high.
they know what the fuck they're doing, bro. They're probably just like giving us the easy one for the first couple weeks, and then it's gonna be like boom, 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 and it's like, oh, all right, you got me, brother. Brother, love is done. But I think so far it seems like, to your point, it feels like more like a, hey, let's convince you why this guy's a piece of shit, and then the other stuff will be easier for you guys to digest, even though we may not have enough. That's how it seems.
Yeah.
But again, we're not law experts. But cool, bro. Let's save the Google stuff for next week. Just so we can both me for myself, I want to just be able to speak to it more intelligently. Sure. But all right, bro, let's get out of here. Before we do, though, Heat of the Week, episode 211. What was the Heat of the Week? And also, what's a song you're looking forward to? If you had to pick one song that you're gonna play multiple times on the run, what song is that gonna be?
Oh, on the run specifically, that's a good question. So I actually really like. So my run playlist is pretty extensive. I love it when a song I haven't listened to in a minute pops up on the playlist. It's very rarely a song I've been listening to the last couple of weeks because I have a tendency to overplay shit. But I think a song that will probably get the blood flowing is, something that catches my eye right now. I really like Chrome by Shabuzi.
Oh, I haven't heard that one. Nice.
Yeah, I'm not like a big country fan by any means, but that song, I think when I sent it to you, I called it like Post Malone. This is like the Post Malone.
Yeah.
Some shit.
Yeah.
So it's like country, pop, trap, whatever you want to call that genre. Just a very like uplifting song. He's not saying anything too crazy, just basically talking about his come up and how he came from nothing and now everything's chrome. And it's just a very like dope song. So I think that one's a banger for sure.
Nice. Did you have another Heat of the Week that you want to honorably mention, or was that the main one?
Yeah. So AZ Chike, I don't know if you remember him from the Peekaboo song with Kendrick. He came out with a song called Game Time, which I actually really like. Super dope. I think one of the few new artists off of that album that, I don't think he's new, but one of the newly discovered or charting artists that I've listened to is him. I think he, out of everyone, is taking the most advantage of the spotlight. Seems like everyone else is kind of just doing whatever, but I get the sense that he's really trying to like become an established A-list artist. And obviously he like references the Super Bowl of the song and doing nothing too crazy, but the beat is fire. The hook is simple but effective. So he's quickly becoming one of my newer favorite artists to look out for.
Is he officially signed to TDE or no?
No, I don't believe so. I think he's just cool with Kendrick and some of the other guys.
Because he wasn't a part of any of the songs that were going at Joey Badass, right? Or was he?
He did one, but it didn't really do anything. He's not that kind of lyricist to where like he has these clever punchlines and bars. He's more of like a bop rapper, so it didn't honestly do much damage at all.
Okay, yeah. Because I feel like that name, I know him from the Peekaboo song, but I feel like I figured he was one of the guys that also was going at Joey Badass. But all right, I'll check it out. So that one's called Game Time, and then an honorable mention is Shabuzi Chrome. Love it.
Yeah.
For me, man, this song has been doing very well on TikTok. But I want to do also an honorable mention, like you said, the Glockavelli by Key Glock album, bro. What a great workout album, bro. Like, I had that shit blaring at the gym because like we have like a speaker and whoever's there first can just take over. So I know there was a couple people in there like, bro, what are you playing right now? But for me, it was, dude, and I love that he was able to like sample songs in a way that were just like fun. So yeah, man, like, yeah, again, I dude, when we were listening to Young Dolph and him back in the day, again, I always thought he was the more talented one, but obviously Dolph was just like so charismatic in a simple way. but it's cool that Key Glock is still very much like doing his thing. And I know a couple of times he alludes to like, man, I hope Glock is or Dolph is like proud of me. And bro, I can't imagine that you hear these songs and you're like, bro, like if you're able to still put out a 21 track album in 2025 when this guy got killed in 2021, bro, that's amazing. You know, that's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. No, every time I listen to him, it doesn't feel like he skipped a beat. It like, I don't want to call him a replacement or substitute, but it doesn't, the impact of Dolph being gone doesn't feel as painful or as big of a loss, because it feels like Key Glock is somehow filling a lot of that void with like the sound and like charisma of young Dolph.
Yeah, and that part of the South of Memphis, right? So yeah, dude, shout out to Key Glock. Yeah, Glockavelli is out everywhere. But yeah, I really just wanted to mention that because I know you brought it up last time. But dude, my heat of the week, 13 Months of Sunshine. Favorite song off the album is Vacay. Bro, need a vacation, about to go on a vacation, gonna make this feel like a vacation. I don't go fuck what my family thinks is gonna happen these next 4 days. Like, bro, this is very much a... Bro, if it sounds like an errand, bro, figure it out yourself, bro. If I wasn't here, what would you do? That's like you know, like if I wasn't here, what would you do?
That's a dope t-shirt idea.
Yeah, dude, because like my aunts are like, yeah, we're gonna go to Trader Joe's. I'm like, why can't you just go to Trader Joe's? Like now, right? Like I'll send you money. Like so, yeah. Vacation is just a fun. Again, I love also that he put it like almost like in the middle of the album, where it's like again, because in the beginning you have moments where it's like hippie, sad, you know, going through shit, and then it's like, all right, cool, but here's like a really good feel good song, and then let's keep the vibes going. So again, I know he also brings up being in France. Like, dude, I've been seeing videos of people like at oyster bars with their kids, and it's like a DJ playing, and I'm like, man, I gotta go to Paris, bro. Like, I'm like, I don't think I told you this, but like my boy Sam and I want to really go see Roland Garros, the French Open.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bro. So I do in 2 years, like, because it happens this time right now. It's happening right now, the French Open. Like 2027, Danny is going to be in Paris with the girls on like the thing, oysters, house music, Amine playing, bro, like all of it, man. Because it just sounds like a vibe. Nice. Like this song was the epitome of that. So again, I just think certain albums come around at a certain time where you're like, yep, that's exactly where mine's at. Like, you know, you're in sync with someone else. It's like almost like a little bit of a soundtrack, which is cool. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Vacay, 13 Months of Sunshine, go peep it. It ain't all be on the Heat of the Week playlist. But my dude, pleasure as always. Again, good luck at the race. Have a great time at the concert. But let the people know what we got going on. Let's get out of here.
Yes, sir. Catch us at audio-theory.com. New episode every week on all platforms. On the website link, we also have the Heat of the Week playlist for both Spotify and Apple Music. So peep that. Add it to your playlist as well. And if you're on YouTube, check down below. We got merch. Also merch on the website. So copy a sweater, hoodie, t-shirt, sticker, what have you. Otherwise, please like, subscribe, comment, share, do what you can to support the channel.
Do what you can. Donate. Peace.
Yep, donate.
Love you.
Peace. Love you too.
Peace.